right? And if something goes wrong and your time is entirely wasted here to write this remaining lines of a code, right? So, but still you want to execute and see what is the data and what is the error and how to handle some if there is an error, right? So I can deal this kind of a situation using a exception handling, right? So let's understand how actually it works. So what I should do in case if there is an error, I can have a plan B. If plan A doesn't work, then I can code a plan B. If plan B also doesn't work, I can have a plan C also, so that one of them will get executed, right? So that I can continue executing remaining lines of a code. In between, if you have any doubt, again here also you can add exception handling. So here also you can have plan A, plan B, plan C, maybe plan N's. So if you have any doubt that this code will work or not, or if you have a two solutions, if one works fine, otherwise if fails, you want to execute the second solution. So in that case, you can do that using a exception handling. That is the idea behind this exception handling. All right. So let's see how we can deal with this. Such type of problems. Suppose say that print I want to print hello. Here I have a problem. There is a no ending inverted comma here codes. So here you can get a problem, right? So I can handle this type of a situation or complex situations just by using an exception handling. Let's see one by one. So how do I write this? What is the syntax for that? So what I can do, I have something called a try, right? So the syntax is try and except. So in the try block, you can write your plan A code. Whatever the code you want to write, you can do all the operations here, right? And if you feel that it is going to fail, maybe or may not be, so safer side, you will say accept and you will give what kind of error you get. If you know, you can write this. If you don't know, that's absolutely fine. You can just say accept and give colon. If this fails, what happens? Control will come inside here, right? Again, it will check what is written here. Here you can write a plan B code. And I can also, you can write one more exception, except, right? So if this doesn't work, if it fails again, the control will come inside this. And here you can write a plan B also, plan C. All right. So you can write multiple codes. One fails and it will take care of in the second. If second also doesn't work, it will come to the third one. It will check, right? If you don't, if you think that, okay, none of them will execute, finally you can write a else code. If you think one of them will execute, right? So in case it executes, so what happens? It will come to else part, right? In case it executes here, it will come to else part and it will say that there is no exception, right? So you can do any kind of operation here, right? So that's how you can interpret this. If there is no exception, then execute this block. So here I can plan my coding. Here I can plan my execution, how I want to perform if there is some problem. So that is the idea. All right. And the syntax is try and accept and else also you can write. All right. Let's see one by one. Okay. Here, what I'm trying to do, I am trying to open a file here. There is some file I want to open, but usually when we want to open a file, we have to tell in which mode I want to open a file. This is the W write mode. And if I say write mode, I have to write it here. but I'm trying to read. That is the problem, right? I'm purposely adding some error here so that we can understand this. So it is going to give me some problem. So if there is an exception, there is going to be an error. In that case, it will come over here in this block, right? In this block, I am printing something. Either you can print it, either you can do some operation, real-time operation, whatever you want to do, you can do. So for understanding purpose, for training purpose, I'm just printing some text here. Could not find file or read data. If this works fine, so control will come here, say that content written successfully, and we can close the file. Let's execute. Yes, it failed here, and we got into this guy, and that is the data you are seeing here. That is the string, that is the message you are seeing, right? So now I have a W, right? Writing, I'm opening this file for a writing purpose, and also I am writing it. All right. So again, I have a doubt, but still that I want to print this if it goes into some kind of an error. And if it executes successfully, I will say that content written successfully, right? And I will close the file. Let me execute. So as you can see, the file opened in a write mode, and I'm also writing. It means that it worked perfectly fine. There is no need to get inside this block of code. It will come over here and say that content written successfully. All right. So that's how we can deal. And the same thing here, I'm trying to read a file in the read mode, and I'm trying to write it. Again, it's a problem, right? Let's execute, and you can see that it gets inside this block of code, and I got the error. So there is one more concept, finally, right? So try and finally. What it means, you try this code, and I don't care what written code you will get. Somehow I have to execute this. So it means that you write your code. It doesn't matter it gives error or don't give error, but still I want to execute this block of code, right? So that is what is the finally colon, right? Let's see. So here I'm trying to open a file in a read mode, and I'm trying to write, which is wrong. I will get an exception, I'm sure that, but I'm not handling that. But irrespective of what, I want to write this data, write this, and in this case, printing some text here. So if I execute, you see there is a problem here. This is an error from this guy, but still control came inside and printed this. Always execute final code blocks. All right. That's how a finally will work. Now what I will do, I can add an exception. I can also add a finally. Both I can do. Now here what I'm trying to do, I'm defining a function, and I'm trying one line here. So the line says, I want the user to enter a data. So this is the keyword input that will let the user to enter the data from the keyboard. And that is an integer, right? So please enter an integer. So if he doesn't enter integer, what happens? It will come to exceptional block, and it will give a message that looks like you did not enter an integer. All right. And irrespective of what it is, finally it is going to execute this finally guy, right? Let's see. And I'm printing the value. Let's execute. And now I'm going to call the function. And if I enter, then this guy is coming over here. Please enter an integer. And you see this, still it is running star mark. Now I will write A, B, C. It is not an integer. So if I execute, enter, so it gives me a message. Looks like you did not enter an integer. this one. But finally, I executed. It came over here as well, and it will print, right? So that is what is basically happening here. All right. So let's see how we can improve this, right? Now I'm going to execute one more time, and I will enter an integer. This time it worked perfectly fine. It did not get inside this exceptional block. So finally printed, and I will be able to print value as well, this 50. All right. So that's how it works. Now say that, okay, user might enter some wrong data by mistake. We should give him one more chance. So what I can do? Say that I'm giving the same instruction here, just like above. And here I will print and tell him that you did not enter an integer, but I'm giving him one more chance. You do one thing, try one more time. Same block of code I'm entering here. This time my message is going to be different. Try once again. So that we always do mistake. So if I do mistake one time, second time I will try to correct it. So that is what I'm trying to do here. So this way also you can interpret this exceptional handling. You can deal. This is the plan B, right? Plan A does not work with a user. I'm giving him a plan B option also. One more time option. Execute. Now I'm calling. So I'm saying some data, not the number. If I enter, it did not stop. You see this, still it is executing, but I'm giving him option. Try again, please enter an integer. So this time I will enter integer and it executes fine. Now the problem is, what user does the same mistake again? Let's say that I will write some data. Okay, second time I got one more chance. This time again I did a mistake, XYZ. This time what happened? It did not give me one more option, one more chance. It ended, right? It ended into a problem. Here I got finally executed. But the problem is that how do I make sure that user has to enter? User must enter the integer only. Until and unless he don't enter the integer, I'm not going to complete this code, right? So that's what we usually see in the any form, filling the form and all. Until you enter the right data, whenever in the form, if form is asking you to enter the age, if you try to write a name, what happens? It will give some error in the red color. You have to enter age. It will keep on repeating. It will not take your characters or letters. So that is what, if I want to set that kind of a condition, what I will do. So let's see that. So now I'm going to say while true. While true, in the try, I'm giving the first option, right? First chance. So enter an integer. If we enter ABC again, what happens? Control will come here. And here I say that looks like you did not enter an integer. After that, I am saying a continue. Continue means again it will come because it is a while true loop. Again it will come. Again it will say please enter an integer. Right? Then again if I write a XYZ, again it's a wrong. Again control will come here. Again I can give an instruction that looks like you did not enter an integer. Again there is a continue statement. Again it will go back. So this thing will keep on repeating. As soon as control comes in the exceptional block, I am continuing. It means that I'm sending control back all the way to the first instruction. Whenever I enter some number, so it will not go inside. It will come to a else part here. Then I say that, yeah, that's an integer. So what I'm going to do, I have to come out of this while loop. I am going to break it. Break means it will not go back all the way. It will break entirely. While loop is broken. Then finally, anyway, this is going to execute. Finally, I execute it and print that value. All right. Let's execute and see. First, I'm giving say that ABC. Okay. Again, I'm entering some string. Again, entering a string. Again, entering a string. 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 You do whatever you want. How many times you try, it will keep on asking you, please enter an integer. Please enter an integer. As soon as you write some number, then there is no option to enter. There is no instruction. Please enter an integer. It's done. Yep, that's an integer. Finally, I execute it. So this is the power of exceptional handling. So we can deal with any kind of errors if we have a plan B, or in this situation, this is the best or ideal example I can give, right? So this is how I can handle this. All right. Yes, that's all in this video. Thanks for watching this video and keep learning. See you in the next video. Thank you.